First thing is about Xiongan and the ghost city, which already, they have spent $93 billion. $93 billion is a lot of money to spend on a city which no one lives. But that we'll come to later. Let's start with the thing. This city was sort of uh, conceived in about 2017. This is the one of the first reports which came out in The Economist. They said that, look, this city, uh, till then no one had heard of this city at all. And when it was announced, it became one of the most talked about cities. It was supposed to be a new area next to Beijing. And the moment this it was announced, people rushed there. There were no, it was all fields, villages, just villages all around. So just people went there to largely farmland. The prices of the land went up, and shares of local enterprises and cement factories and electronic goods and all those which go in for the construction of a city just shot up. And interestingly, why did they all shoot up? That's the point. The point is, this was Xi Jinping's pet dream. It's like that. They say every emperor wants to make a city. And this was Xiongan, or whatever you call it, Xi's city. Right? And a lot of hype and hula about it. And it started like that, mind you. So, it was supposed to be this, what they had said in 2020, they came out. Xiongan was supposed to be China's self-sufficient city. Now, what's so self-sufficient about it? It was to be a mega city, right? Which converted rural area into a Shenzhen of sorts. Shenzhen is their major business hub. It was a big technical hub which was to bridge Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei, with regulated population. But the interesting thing here is it was to cost $580 billion eventually. The outlay is $580 billion. Take it, they've spent only 93 billion so far. So there is a lot way to go. Will it happen eventually or not? I don't know. This was, and great plans. It was supposed to have a scientific part with a lot of people loafing around in that, scientists, companies, and all that. And even now, it's only the phase one which is operational. Right? It was supposed to encompass about 50, 60 rural villages, a population of about 1 million in about 1,000 square kilometers. And the interesting thing, the final population was supposed to be 25 million. Okay. And then by the time this goes to 25 million, this area was supposed to expand to about 2,000 kilometers, double. So there's more. 580 billion kaha, 93 billion kaha. And this, it was supposed to be a self-sustaining city. And long distance thinking, a man who was to be emperor for life, and he had to put his stamp on this city. So this had to be 1,000-year significant. It would be some kind of a sub-capital in the countryside, all the works, the whole lot. Okay, what is the roadmap? Okay, and the roadmap consisted of exploring new growth models, creating a world-class smart city, green development, environmental protection. I've just taken these words out from their brochures. Sustainable farming. Buildings would be self-sustained for energy. They would grow all the food required for this city within that city. Completely electrified transport. The works. dream city. Well, if you're still living in Xiongan, you're living in heaven. It's a state within a state, a city within a city, a lot of things. And it was at that time that, they put out a video.
Scratch. Situated 100 kilometers to the south of Beijing, Xiongan is China's latest new area. Designed to be larger than New York City, Xiongan has been described as a millennium project. It represents the aspiration of Chinese President Xi Jinping to relieve the capital of non-essential functions, while also creating an innovation hub for the surrounding region. On May the 10th, President Xi visited the Xiongan new area. His first stop is Xiongan Station. Here it is. The Xiongan Station is the first major infrastructure project in the Xiongan new area. Since 2018, it began its construction and has been put into operation in 2020. Now, every day, 17 inner-city trains travel between Beijing and Xiongan, and it only takes 50 minutes to reach Xiongan from Beijing West Railway Station.
京雄城际铁路北京西至雄安间。
The distance from Beijing West to Xiongan is about 106 kilometers, with a minimum running time of 15 minutes. Currently, our main passengers are builders of the new area, also some business travelers and tourists. After learning about the construction and operation of the Xiongan railway station, President Xi said it's necessary to further improve the traffic connecting the station and the Xiongan new area, which means to improve the efficiency of people flow and logistics.
President Xi also underlined that we should build Xiongan district into a high-end and high-tech industry cluster, so that visitors can feel the modern new atmosphere that Xiongan new area brings upon them.
The nearly 480,000 square meter station simply shows its openness and modernity.
Yeah, but the interesting thing, people have asked, in this, which is very valid. Bura kya hai? What's wrong with this planning of making such a big city? No harm. But let's see what's the reality 7 years later. That's the more interesting thing. Here it is.
Waters that destroyed tens of thousands of homes. And it cost tens of billions of dollars to build. Welcome to Xiongan, the mega project that Chinese leader Xi Jinping has staked his legacy on. Located 60 miles outside Beijing, Xiongan is designed to ease pressure on the overcrowded and congested Chinese capital of more than 20 million people. 7 years ago, all of this was cornfields and swamp. Today, it is a metropolis being built from scratch. With a whopping price tag of $93 billion, it was built as a showcase for China's technological prowess and as a way to show off its urban progress to the world. In less than a decade, thousands of buildings have sprung up, including residential compounds, office complexes, luxury hotels, and one of the symbols of the city, Xiongan train station. This terminus is one of China's biggest, the size of 88 football fields. It can take more than 100,000 passengers a day. And the success of this multi-billion-dollar endeavor is directly linked to Xi's personal investment in it. So much so that when the deadly floods of 2023 swamped nearby areas, officials demanded Xiongan be protected. As floodwaters were diverted from sparsely populated Xiongan into what the government called designated flood zones, neighboring cities and villages were submerged. Videos on social media showed people taking to the streets in a rare show of public anger, claiming the floods in their areas were caused by diverted waters, not by heavy rainfall.
Yeah, so the whole thing is that this was built, and as per, let me recap what this video was brought out by Wall Street Journal. It's at this point of time, it's a $93 billion megacity where all the fields, 2,000 square kilometers, are gone. Okay, of course, train station, it is as big as 88 football fields and all that. Now the Chinese claim 1.2 million people stay there. Out of this 1.2 million, 1 million were the original inhabitants. They've been given, spaces around that in apartments and all that within. And over and above that, only 200,000 people have come, 0.2 million, right? And of course, displacement and all, ye to hota hi hai. I have no problem with it. But this whole place has got very strict regulations. They're building on, the caps on building heights. Price controls have been fixed. Everything is fixed here. Which industries can come, which can't come, polluting industries can't come, all that. Okay. As of now, some state-run institutions and government offices have shifted. Private people have just not gone there. Okay. And of course, the primary source of employment in that place is still construction and things like that. There's no business there. It's just no business. You've spent $93 billion already. All facility is there, and it is a ghost city. Right? It remains a ghost city. And, this is supposed to be Xi Jinping's, main, dream. And that's what someone said. If you walk through the city, you find a eerie silence. Nothing is happening there. So this is something symptomatic of what, look at this. This is what Bloomberg said last year. Xi's empty dream city. And it shows limits of his power. That's the thing. No one in China is getting into this place. Is it some kind of a democracy? People say it's autocracy and, Xi Jinping can say something and everyone. No, they're not. There's some kind of a democracy. People have a way of, conveying to their leaders what they want. For example, people are not moving into the city. People are not consuming. You might have great dreams in China, but ultimately it's the people who have to come up to the whole thing. And just think, $93 billion spent over 7 years, on an average about $15 billion every year, which is just lying. No return of income. So GDP has gone up. GDP has gone up by 15 billion every year thanks to the city. So that it's dead GDP. If there's $93 billion worth of dead GDP, you find it here. And they're going to go up to $580 billion. So you can imagine what the city is all about. That's why I called it, Xi's $93 billion folly. If this is to be completed, another 5 times more has to be spent in the next 10 years. So you can imagine the GDP will go up. So you're right, but who's going to be there? No one is going to be there. And as days go by, China's status is going to go down. On that, let's not have any doubt.